In this demo, we will show you how we can trigger an event inside a block, and then handle it on the parent. In this app, we have the Select Weekday block. This block has an input parameter to represent the current selected weekday. Whenever one of the 5 buttons inside the block is clicked, the Select Weekday client action is executed. Inside the client action, we simply change the current weekday to the weekday selected with an assign. Let's see this in action. Clicking one of the buttons will change the current selected day. But, as we can see in the text below, the information is not updated. Inside the block, let's add an event that will be triggered whenever the selected day changes. Events can have input parameters, which is how data is passed to the parent. Now that we have the event defined, let's trigger it inside the block. Dragging an event to a logic flow will create a trigger event element. Since this event has a mandatory input, we need to set a value for it, which will be the weekday selected. As you may have noticed, we have an error in our app. This is due to the event we just created not being handled by the parent. By selecting the block instance, we can see the error in the properties. To handle the event, we need to define a client action to execute when the event is triggered. In this case, we'll create a new client action. The handler created has the input parameter that holds the value sent by the block when the event was triggered. Inside this action is where logic can be defined to support the desired behavior for when the event is triggered by the block. In this case, we simply want to save the value from the input to the selected weekday local variable of the screen. By doing this, the value that was sent when the event was triggered is stored at the screen level. This will cause the text on the screen to get updated with the new selected day. Let's now see how this works in the browser. Just like before, clicking the buttons will update the selected day. But now the event is triggered, and the selected day is passed upwards to the screen, hence the text gets updated. And if we change our mind and select another day, the event will be triggered again and the text inside the screen will be updated.